Good morning. It is Tuesday, June 20th, puts us 90 days out from September 18th. If you're doing the DTD2, which is do the database 2, which keeps you out of call bias, we have that always in the morning news right at the bottom underneath the 90 days out date, which is September 18th. And it tells you that you're calling your I's and Q's and you're texting your G's. Calling your I's and Q's and texting your G's. So good morning. Welcome in. We are going to get into it today. You're already off and on your way. Of course, we normally remind you on Monday about this, but where we were off yesterday, we didn't. The Homes Tour is going on right now, Stratford County, and they met in Dover, and they are on the road. So if you are struggling to catch up with them, drive faster. And, of course, reach out to somebody who might be on the tour that can help you find where they are first, because there's a multitude of houses that you're going to go visit. And then everybody gives their broker price opinion and conditional improvements and all that kind of stuff. And it's a great way to meet other brokers, see new properties that are coming to the market. And above and beyond that, understand pricing and conditional improvements, as it were, if you're just getting started. If this is something that you're just going on for the first time, it's a wealth of information and a great way to meet other agents and start to see the listings that are active in and around the Seacoast. Stratford County today, they left from KWCLM Dover. That is every other Tuesday, of course. We're getting into Fight Club. That is every Tuesday and Thursday, so join us for that. That is at KWFightClub.com, KWFightClub.com. Join us there for 9 o'clock. It's cameras on, microphones off. We're making calls. If you need scripts, we're going to give you the links for the scripts. If you need help, I'm always available. We have other agents in the room that are available to help out. And then at 11 o'clock, we sort of talk about our wins and our opportunities for growth. That's every Tuesday and Thursday from 9 to 11, KWFightClub.com. And then evening group coaching. So if you are a dual career agent, you're looking for an opportunity to, get coaching because you can't be here during the day or part of any of our other conversations, made available by the region and Tiffany Hampton, our regional productivity coach. That is at 6 p.m. The link is in the morning news for that. So I wanted to talk to you today about a couple of things. We had a great conversation on Friday. If you missed it, it is on the Facebook page that you're on right now. Go up and find our conversation. We did coffee with a closer, just something a little bit different. And we talked to one of our rising stars. Her name is Talia Sperduto, and she talked about what got her here, what she's been doing to improve her business, how she found help with Allison and the lab group, and all of those conversations were great. The one thing that she did say that I found really important was she's on a quest basically to book, breakfast, lunch, coffee, or a drink with veteran agents, other agents, people that she sees that are at the next table over. Right? We always say if you feel like you're the smartest person at the table, change tables. And she's endeavoring now to make sure she's having more conversations with people that she looks up to, people that she knows she can learn from. And she's looking for their insight. And the differentiation between, your perspective and other people's insights and how that can be so powerful. There's an analogy we always use in coaching. And I was talking with one of our agents last week. We were in a conversation and it got referenced. It's the beach ball conversation. We actually talked about this last week in Quantum Leap. And the mindset about the beach ball conversation and how it refers to perspective is if you're holding up a beach ball, now picture a beach ball, and if you haven't seen one in the last 20 minutes, right? They're inflatable. You'll see them at concerts and Red Sox games when the Red Sox decide to win. Like any sort of celebration or recreation, if a beach ball pops up, normally they are multicolor. The spectrum of the rainbow, you'll have all the colors. Now, if you're holding the beach ball, and we actually had them from MAPS Coaching, little tiny ones, but I can't seem to find the one I was looking for today. If I hold the beach ball on its axis and the stripes are going north to south as I hold it up and you look at it, if I'm holding it up, stands to reason on my side, I can see white and orange and green. Maybe on your side, you see red and blue and yellow. And the point is, we're both right. My perspective and your perspective are both correct. If we change the way we look at things, bold law, if we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. If we spin that axis, so we're both looking down, the pole, as it were, of the beach ball. Now we can see the center dot and we can see all the stripes emanating out of that. And now our perspective is in alignment. And it's important for us to understand that when we are talking to our consumers to be future clients, when we are talking to other agents, their perspective and their insight is their own. Their perspective is what they see. Their perspective is their understanding. Their perspective is their current batting stance and how they view the endeavor in front of them. Ours may be different because of who we are, where we are, what's going on in our personal life, our business, the challenges within our business, where they are on the road of real estate, how many years they have behind them. And then above and beyond that, everyone's insight is personal. So our perspective is how we view the world. Our insight is how we view our experience in that world. And I thought it was cool that she wanted to do that. So if you haven't yet watched that, we talked to Talia last Friday at 11 o'clock. If you are in your freshman year, if you are a growing agent or even a veteran agent, I think her perspective and some of the insights she shared with us are really important. And I think it's fascinating too. I know, we do it all across the ecosystem of KW. When you go to a major event, if you go to Mega or you go to Family, you go to a regional event, more often though, at Mega and Family, you'll see when they have agent masterminds, they break everybody up by production. And now that's important, and I completely appreciate that. And we find ourselves talking about this in our roles with the company too, because when you guys are in your agent masterminds, they've got a coaching mastermind, they have a TL mastermind, they have an OP mastermind, they have RD masterminds, MCAs, every role in our company will also have their masterminds. And what they historically do is they will place us in our groups or tables, or sometimes, depending on the size of the event, by the size of our market center, or maybe by our tenure. And I appreciate that. And I caught myself once talking about this, that I felt as if it might be a disservice when we do that, because especially on the national calls. And I know people see this all the time. And if you're currently looking at your production and you feel like, well, I'm in this room, and think about this when we do future emerging and proven cappers. We'll have an agent that goes into a conversation that might be, as we feel, way over their head. They're going to grow from that. They might be overwhelmed by the information. They might not understand everything they're hearing, but it's still beneficial to them. And sometimes as veteran agents, or sometimes as staff members with tenure, we feel like, well, I should be at Mega Camp, I should be in a certain echelon of conversation. And what I've found is to reset our perspective and to reset our insight, it's important sometimes to hear the people that are just coming in and to understand, maybe as we've built our systems, maybe as we've grown our businesses, we've gotten away from some of the systems and the models that made us foundational. My point being, the insight you have as a person and the business that you own is going to be wildly important to be shared with the other people in the room. And this is why we bang the drum of contracts all the time. People's insight, their personal experience in the arena, and their perspective, right? What they see from where they are, and what they believe, which is their insight, to be shared with everybody. It's always going to be a learning opportunity. No matter what the class or the classroom, no matter what the conversation, everyone grows from each other. So as you think about your perspective, how you view things, and if you're willing to change the angle in which you look at it, think back to the beach ball we just talked about. If you're looking at it from one side and it's standing top to bottom, and you can only see a certain rows of stripes. What if you twisted that and looked at the center mark and you could see all the rows of stripes? And ask yourself, if my perspective is skewed because of the way I'm looking at this thing, this is why we ask more questions. This is why we take great notes. This is why we have honest conversations. This is why I always say, and people always ask me, well, Tim, you say ask great questions. What's the next great question? Or what is a great question? It's the next one. If we stay curious and keep peeling the onion and keep finding out more about other people's perspective and insight, what their belief system is based on their perspective is their insight. Are we staying curious? Are we willing to go in and share what we know and learn from others, whether they're way ahead of us, right next to us, or the perspective or the perception we have of an individual is, well, they just started and there's nothing to learn from them. The power of our company, and I mean KWCLM, not KW, the power of KWCLM is the amount of people that are here. The crowdsourcing of perspective and insight that we have that we don't get to share if we don't lean in. So as we get into tomorrow, which is a full day here in Portsmouth, you're going to have 3 hours of contracts. You're going to have an all partners meeting with great perspective and insight from many of your peers. So please join us for that. If you can't be in the room here in Portsmouth, your contracts are going to be online at Keller TV. And then, of course, the all partners meeting, as always, is going to be on Facebook Live shortly after 12. Hear from those that might be in a different position. And I would argue we can learn from people on both sides of us, the people growing behind us and the people leading from the front. If we don't show up, if we don't lean in, if we don't offer help, don't think about what you may bring to the conversation. Think about what you might gain from the conversation as well. Next week, huge opportunities on the roadmap next week. And there's stuff on the calendar this week too. But focusing on next week, next Tuesday, which is the 27th. And you'll see it on the calendar. There is a 2-hour session about clear cooperation with both Jennifer Vachon and Jason Westcott. That is not to be missed. To not be missed, sure. Wildly important. The other side of that, on Thursday, is Business Planning Clinic. Next Thursday, the 29th, full day class in Portsmouth. There's an opportunity to do Business Planning Clinic at the halftime, right? We talk about the 15th protocol all the time. The 15th protocol is the 15th of the month. We just had it over the weekend, right? Or just last week, I apologize. And on the 15th of the month, at halftime of the month, or even at 12 noon of the day, we ask ourselves where we are in relationship to our goals. And if there's more for us to do, if we have to hustle to raise our activities to meet our goals, that's when we review our month. 15th protocol is wildly important. So we dropped one, and we're starting to do a business planning clinic at the 15th protocol for the year. Next Thursday, the 29th, before we go into the 4th of July weekend, that is halftime for 2023. So ask yourself, what were your goals last fall? Were they aspirational and you're still fighting for your greatness? Have you parked them? Has your energy around them changed? Can we reinvigorate that? Because when we get back from the 4th of July, we're now in the third quarter, creating fourth quarter opportunities, closing out our year strong. If you've never been to Business Planning Clinic, join us on Thursday. If you came last fall and you feel you could use a refresh, that's why we're doing this. Be in the room on Thursday. Information is in the morning news. And you just got the update with the calendar. You can click into that. You can register for the class. We'll see you next Thursday in Portsmouth for Halftime Business Planning Clinic with lunch delivered by our dear friends at Movement Mortgage. Your perspective is important. And the willingness to change how you're looking at things to understand where you are and maybe to reset your insights, which is our belief system built on our perspective. And we talk about point FAR all the time, PTFAR, it's from BOLD. Our programming, thoughts, feelings, actions, and results. How might they be adjusted? By changing the way we look at things, by adjusting our perspective, offering our insight from our current perspective, and a willingness to grow and move forward. If we can help with any of that, please let me know. My number is 603-834-2856. Always here for a text and a call. If I don't pick up immediately, it's because I'm talking to somebody else. And if you need to book my face, it is meetwithcoach.com. Think about your perspective, where you stand, how you're looking at things, and how we might adjust that. And correlate that to your insights, your belief system from where you currently are, and how we can change and grow that. I'm here for it. Hope you have a great day. We'll see you in and around the Market Center. Take care.